Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Mom Talk Makeup Monday where we just put on makeup and hang out and talk about mom stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing like a fall look today. I've got this Cab Cosmetics. It's the Day and Night eyeshadow palette. It's got some really pretty fall colors. It's got some oranges and some browns and some purples, but I think I'm leaning towards like right in here kind of look, like an orange brown kind of feel. So I don't know, we'll see what happens, but yeah, just want to hang out and do some makeup. And I want to talk today about those bittersweet moments that people kind of tell you about. You know, they say, don't blink, it goes by fast, but no one really goes in depth with that, and you really don't realize it until you're in it. So we're going to be talking about that and doing our makeup. Started today using the Antidotes Tinted Moisturizer. It's by The Balm. It's in the shade 18. I think I got this in a Ipsy Glam bag, and I've really been enjoying it, so I may actually end up ordering the full size, but I don't know, we'll see. And I'm going to be using the Luxie 523. It's a small precision brush because it's got like an angle to it, but I like using it for foundation. So anyway, like I was saying, you know, we talk about those bittersweet moments, and everybody kind of glazes over it and says it, but no one actually talks about the moments that you are like, oh, you know, they're growing up, but at the same time, you're just so very proud of where they're headed. And it's just, I don't know, as a mom, it's just like, it's bittersweet. I mean, there's really no other way to say it other than it's just so bittersweet. Like, okay, for example, like I said, I've got in my previous video, I said that I've kind of got all age groups. My youngest is just turned 2. So she's kind of entering like the toddler like age group, and not so much a baby anymore. She's potty training, and she communicates really well, and we're breaking her from the passy, and like there's so many like monumental grow up moments happening right now with her. And I just kind of sat back the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, she's my last baby, like my baby. And like, I'm gonna miss all those little, you know, just cuddling with an infant and all that. She's really good about trying to put herself to sleep now, and I just had that bittersweet, like, oh, I love how her little personality is just blossoming, and I love how she's becoming independent and, you know, just learning so much, and it's just bittersweet. And I don't know, it's just amazing to watch, and you're so excited to see who they're going to be and all the amazing things they're going to do. You also at the same time miss the stage they were in. And my oldest, major bittersweet moment going on there. He turns 18 Tuesday. 18. Like, he's a senior in high school, and he's about to turn 18. And I swear it just seems like he was just in preschool. Like, they always say that, you know, you blink and it goes by that fast. But you don't realize it until you're in it. People can tell you that all day long, and until you're actually living it, you just don't realize. You just really don't. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer. It's the Magic Touch concealer and 4. But yeah, he's putting in college applications right now, and he got accepted into his #1 college that he was wanting with a scholarship offer. He's still exploring his other options, of course, but God, I'm just so freaking proud of him. I always knew he would be able to achieve all of his dreams. I knew he was going to be able to set goals and reach them. But it puts it into a whole nother perspective when they are becoming an adult and you see it play out as an adult. Because he was telling me about this college last year, at the end of last year, I believe, and like so stoked about it, so excited about it. And it's a private college that only like the acceptance rate is like 27% or something like that. And like the fact that he got accepted and got a scholarship offer, man, you want to talk about a proud mama moment there, because that is amazing. And you know, like, my little mama heart is just so excited for him. It's like bursting with pride. But you know, and on the same tune, I'm also kind of sad because like he's gonna be moving out soon to go to college, and I don't even know that my mind can wrap around a household without him in it. Like, that is the bittersweet moment. The ultimate bittersweet moment. Like, when they move out and go to college and start chasing down their dreams. Like, you're so proud of them. Like, you're just beaming with pride. Like, you're just ecstatic for them. But at the same time, you still imagine this little bitty baby that you brought home from the hospital. And then they're like a whole grown adult. Like, it's just insane. And like, I kind of look back, and as a young mom with him, I didn't really take it all in. And maybe it wasn't the fact that I was a young mom. Maybe it was just the fact that I was like learning to become a mom. You know, like, with your first, and if you only have one, you kind of just learn by trial and error what works and what doesn't work. And that's really true with every kid, because every kid is different, but especially with your first. Like, you're both learning. You're learning how to be a mom. You're learning how to take care of a baby. If you've never like babysat or been around younger children, it's a really big like wake up for you. Like, it's just insane. For my contour, I'm using the Wet n Wild dual-ended stick. I'm using the contour side of it. I really like this. And I'm going to use the Farrah Blush and Contour C30 brush to blend it out. But, yeah, like I said, like with my oldest, it just kind of went by a lot faster, it seems, than it did with my younger ones. Because with him, you know, like I said, I was just kind of learning and caught up in the moment, and you don't realize to take in all those little moments until they're gone. As a first-time mom, you just don't realize how fast it goes by until it's not there anymore. And of course you have got your memories, you've got all the amazing times you had together, and like, it's not like it's all for nothing. But like, I've learned from that to take in the smaller moments, and I'm able to pass that on to all of my kids, you know, take in all the moments, every single bit of it, because even the hard times, you're gonna laugh about it one day, and it may not seem like it in the moment, because my oldest had colic for 2 whole months. He did nothing but scream for 2 whole months. My first child. I thought, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't. Like, how do people do this? And then when I had my other children, they didn't cry at all, hardly. And I remember having my second child, and she was so quiet. She was like the quietest baby. So to go from a baby that screamed nonstop to a baby that was so very quiet, I asked the nurse in the hospital, I was like, is that normal? And they're like, is what normal? Her being that quiet. And they're like, yes, that's what newborns do. Don't you already have one? And I'm like, yeah, but that's not what he did. So you're just able to look back and laugh at stuff like that. Like, I can look back and laugh now, but during my sleep deprivation then, it wasn't funny. So, like, take in the small moments, even the hard times, like, because it's going to become a memory. The fact that he is, like, a very respectful young man now, like, it's fun to joke about, because I was like, oh my gosh, you know, all he does is scream, oh my goodness, what I get myself into, and it's just so funny to think about now. So I think that's a big part of motherhood. It is so difficult sometimes, but, you know, you learn that on the flip side of it, it kind of just, it's worth it in the end. Like, it's so worth it, because I look at all that went into raising him, and of course I will never, as a mom, stop giving him advice and raising him, I guess you could say. I'm always going to be there for him, but you just kind of learn along the way. You know, it's just, you just learn to take those little moments and bring them together and have this whole collection of memories, and it's just absolutely amazing to share those stories with him now, knowing that he will share those stories with his kids one day, and it's just really great. I use the Maybelline Fit Me powder, the loose powder, and 10 Fairlight to set my concealer. And I use the Luxie 522 tapered highlight brush. I really like it to set because it can get under the eyes really good. But yes, and another, like, in between the like baby to toddler and the teenager to adult, you have so many in between moments, and I mean, just so much along the way. All these huge milestones that they overcome, and like, you just hit, it's like you have this like brick that hits you, and you're like, oh my gosh, they're growing up. And then you have that like bittersweet moment that it's just passing by so very, very fast. What should I do next? Let's do some contour. I've got this Ellen Tracy Perfect Sculpt face contour kit, and I'm going to take the Kristen Dominique Sigma brush, the angled cheek, and I'm going to take this shade right here, and I'm going to contour a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you've got the, when they move from toddler, like my youngest son is in preschool right now, and it's so hard for me to drop him off at school every day. Like, he's excited to go. He gets to go play with his friends. But, mamas, how hard is it to drop your baby off? Because you still see them as a baby. When they're in, like, preschool and kindergarten, it's still so hard to leave them when there's so much in your mind, still your little baby. And that's another bittersweet thing you have to let go. And I think that is where we hit those bittersweet moments, is when us as moms have to let go a little bit. We know we have to let go in order for them to grow. And that's where the bittersweet moments come. We just know that it has to be done in order for them to achieve the next level in life. That's where it comes from. I never really thought about it like that, but that is definitely where the bittersweet moments stem from, is when we realize we gotta let go a little bit. We got to drop them off at preschool, and we've got to drop them off at kindergarten so that they can learn, so they can make friends, and they can have a life outside of us. And that's really hard for us too, is we don't want to give up that time with them, but it's just all a part of life. Watching our babies, leave the nest slowly, and man, like, it's hard. Like, I'm going through a lot because I'm going through a lot of these moments right now, because I've got one, of course, my youngest just turned 2, so she's entering like the toddlerhood. And then I have one in preschool. He'll graduate preschool this year. And then I have one that's graduating 6th grade. So she's moving from elementary into the middle school, high school part of it. And then I've got one graduating high school. And it's a lot. Like, I've got a lot of emotions going on over here, and it's, like I said, just knowing and letting go and trusting that I've taught them well enough to venture this next part of life. We have to have trust in the fact that we've taught them well. I'm going to use this Hikari blush in the color Tango, and this Farrah brush, and I'm pretty sure, oh no, it's a 50F, and I thought the number, I've used it so much I thought the number had faded off of it, but I'm going to use that for my blush. But yeah, we have to trust that we're doing the right thing, and that we've taught them well, and they're going to utilize that. And we have to also be accepting of the fact that they're going to make mistakes. And it's really important that they know they have us to fall back on. Like, even if you didn't listen to my advice, you can still come to Mama. You can still let me know that you didn't make the right decision, and we can go from there, and we can learn from it, and that's just one of those, moments where we're letting go a little bit and trusting that they'll come back, because that's what we've taught them to do. And I don't know, it's hard. Like, people don't, and like, you think the hardest part, you think you've experienced the hardest part in their childhood until like the next level comes, like dropping them off at preschool / kindergarten, like that, their first day of school. That's so hard, that's so difficult. And then, just the fact that this whole year, their whole senior year, just get ready. Just get ready for the tears. Because, oh my gosh, if you've been there, you know. It's so many moments. I'm like, this is, the last summer we'll have all together living in the same house. Unless he comes back for summer, which he's a homebody, so I'm hoping he comes and visits on the weekends and holidays and during the summer, which I think he will. And guys, I really don't know why I'm doing my brows. I've got bangs now. I cut my hair, cut bangs and some layers, and I still am in the habit of doing my brows, although my bangs cover it. But anyway, I'm using the Wet n Wild Brow Obsessive Brow Pencil in the color dark brown. So I'm just going to fill in the sparse areas for, just because I mentally know they're done. I don't really know what I'm doing them, but it's just a mental thing. But yeah, it's so emotional and so very, and it's just one of those things we can't avoid. We know it's going to happen one day, but you don't really realize the impact of it until you're there. And it kind of hurts, but at the same time, you're so freaking proud of them. So it's just, life's full of those moments, but especially when it comes to your children. So, okay, we're going to try to do this eye look now. What do I want to do? I want to start out with this color down here. It's called Naked. I'm going to put that in my crease just for my transition shade. But I think it's just really important to create a safe environment, letting your children know that they can come running to you. No judgments. You're there. You're their safety net. And, it's kind of like, you can almost compare it to them walking for the first time. Like, almost anything they go through. Like, you have to let them take the steps, and you're just right there behind them, just in case they fall. And, you gotta let them fall sometimes. They're gonna take those steps, and they're gonna bump into stuff as they learn, and it's just, we're there to, when they do get hurt, when they do make those mistakes, we're there for them. We're there to comfort them. We're there to encourage them to get back up. Get back up and try again, because in the end, you're going to accomplish it, and in the end, it's going to be worth it. So, that's just, you can almost compare it all to that. Okay, I'm going to take, let's see, what can we do next? I'm going to take this color right here. It's called Sand. and I'm going to put it in the outer corner. But it's hard. It's hard to watch them get hurt. It's hard to watch them fall in anything in life, but it's inevitable. I mean, if you think about it, we've done it. But, you know, and I may be speaking just from my generation, but I just kind of felt like I didn't have that deep connection that I could, with anybody, that I could fall on when I made those mistakes, when I did fail, when I did fall. And I don't know if I'm just speaking from my generation or if it was just my situation. And I'm probably not speaking for my whole generation, of course. I can't do that. But, like, I really just had to pick myself back up. And it's important that our children know how to do that as well. But they have to know when you get to that breaking point, when you feel like you just can't do it anymore, we are their safety net. And I made sure, and I continue to make sure, my children know that. They may be a little nervous about coming to me about some stuff, but they know at the end of the day, Mama's there for them, and they can, and they do have me to fall back on, and to give advice, and to help them through whatever situation it is they're going through. I think I'm going to take this burnt orange color here. I don't know how bright it's going to be, but we're going to see. But, yeah, I mean, ooh, wow, that's a lot brighter than I thought. We're going to share that out some. But, I don't know, I think that's why it was so important for me to, like, let my children know you could come to me with anything. It's because growing up, that's not something I felt like I had. Like, I think I could have still went to my parents and they still would have been, helped me through it. And I went to them for things before. It's not like I haven't went to them about anything, but, like, I just know my kids, anytime they have an issue that they feel like is beyond their comprehension, beyond their understanding, or if there's a situation they, seen their friends go through and they don't quite understand, they'll just be like, oh, there's this going on with so-and-so, and like, why do you think that is? Why do you think they're doing that? Or why do you think that's going on? And, like, we can talk it out, and I can explain it to them the best I can, and, they know they can come to me with anything. Like, there's no boundaries, and I didn't feel that comfortable with going to anyone in my life and talking to them about it. So, I just think it was, like, I think I could have. It's just that it wasn't openly communicated that it was okay. And I'm constantly keep grabbing the wrong brush. I'm going to blend that into that other color just a little bit. But that's important when we have to let go in those bittersweet moments. You have to know that they know to come back to you if they need to. They have to know they can fall back on us. It's a bittersweet moment because we're having to let go. And it's really bittersweet when we know they don't need us to fall back on because they've got it. Like, at some point your kid, when they start walking, they just take off. And just one day they've got it. Like, they're not going to need you to walk behind them anymore. That's when it's, like, majorly bittersweet. When they're entering into a point in their life and they're 100% okay. You don't need to be there waiting to catch them because they've got it. And I think that is the ultimate moment where we're, as moms, like, wow, I'm so proud of them, but they don't need me in this situation anymore. And that's so bittersweet. I wish there was another word for it, but there's really not. I'm going to take this golden hour shade, and I'm just going to put it kind of over that orange shade and kind of blend it and see if I can get like a kind of a burnt golden orange color going on. But, oh, it's hard. It is really hard for us to do that, but you know, I see the excitement that they have in exploring these new things. Like, my oldest is wanting to go toward, you know, college campuses so he can make the right decision for himself on where, you know, he feels most at home and where he thinks it would be best to help him learn the things he wants to learn. And like, he's so excited. Like, he is so excited. So it does help us to see their excitement and to see them accomplish the things that they set out to do. And that helps. It really, really does. I'm going to use this Huda Beauty Legit Lashes. I think I'm going to use the lengthening side. It's got a volume side and a lengthening side. It's like dual-ended. But I'm going to use the curl and length side on it. So that helps when we can see their excitement and we know they're confident in what they're doing. You know, it doesn't make it less, you know, sad that they don't need us anymore, but it makes us a little more comfortable in letting go because we know they're super confident. You can tell from their excitement that they're just super confident in the next phase in their life. And I can just not tell you how freaking excited I am for him. And like, it's amazing to see all their different personalities. And like, you can have two kids and have completely 100% different personalities, and it's just amazing to see them come into their own person and know that they're exactly who they're supposed to be, where they're supposed to be, on the journey they're supposed to be on. Like, it's just part of that sweet part of the bittersweet, you know, like knowing that they're growing and they're evolving into the young adult that they're supposed to be. Okay, so we're going to finish off this look, and I think I'm going to use, I do not know how to pronounce this. It's the Amina. It's Aminnah, Amina lip liner, and the color Nude Rose. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I love it. So we're going to be using that. And we're going to be finishing off this look and finishing off this conversation. And I think the main takeaway from this is soak up all those moments you have, but also look back and be able to appreciate where your child is and how far they've come. Look at all their accomplishments, because I think we tend to harp on whatever our struggle is. Like, for instance, I have a son that he was in kindergarten last year, and he really struggled with reading. and anything to do with letters, writing, all that. Excellent at math, but the whole reading and writing thing just really, really was a huge struggle for him. And in that moment, I really was just so super focused on his struggle because I didn't know how to help him. And he just struggled so hard, and it hurt my heart so much because I didn't know how to help. And we have to trust that they come into those things on their own time. Because now he can spell, he can write, he can read. Like, he is doing so amazing. And I look back and I'm like, I focused so much on the struggle that looking back now, I'm like, I have to trust that it's just, he's going to come into his own. Like, they're going to evolve on their own time. Like, we have this, like, timeline of all these things they need to do, and at a certain time, at a certain age, and they're supposed to be, you know, I cannot stand that timeline of, well, your child should be doing this, your child should be doing this, and every kid is so different. And, like, I think it's important for us to, you know, be there for them and help them through those struggles. But don't focus so much on the struggle that you're missing out on all the things they are really good at, because that can kind of make those moments a little more of the bitter end, because then you're like, oh, well, I missed out on this and I missed out on that. And I'm not saying so much that I missed out on things in his life, but like, I worried a lot about it, and I lost a lot of peace, my inner peace from that. Like, he still did amazing, and I still was very involved in his life, and it was just, you have to trust. You have to let go and trust. You have to trust your child. You have to know that they're going to come into things at their own time, and don't lose peace over it. Just surround the whole situation with love and understanding, and it won't cost you so much peace that it takes away from joyful moments. And that way you can be 100% there. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make, that, you know, you just want to have all those moments, all those amazing moments with your children, and be there for it all, 100%. 100% of the time, because I'm at completely both ends of the spectrum with a toddler and a senior, and I can kind of see that now, you know, I can kind of take it more in and absorb all the little bitty moments, because, you know, I've experienced, you know, rushing through and getting to the next phase in life and worrying about my child being on this timeline, and you just don't let them come into their own and help them, support them, but know that they'll get there. It's gonna be good. But I used the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick and the color Gemini. It's a pretty fall color. And since it is a little drying, I'm gonna put something over it. Okay, I got this Tarte Juicy Lip in the color Orchid. Put that over the top just to put a little bit moisture back in my lips, because that liquid lipstick is kind of drying. But yeah, so that is kind of it for today. This is the finished look. Let's take out the things and tame them because they're crazy. But this is it, just an orangey golden kind look with the lipstick. I love this lipstick for fall. It's really good. And y'all, I'm not 100% sure I like my bangs. Give me some advice on it, because I don't know if it's just so different that I'm not used to it yet, or what. But yeah, let me know what you think, because I may grow them out, or I may just leave it and try to get used to it. I'm not really sure, so let me know. So that wraps it all up for talking about bittersweet moments with our kids. Yeah, just learn to let go in the right moment at the right time, and it is amazing that we have that motherly intuition when those moments need to happen. And just trust in yourself, trust in your children, know that you taught them well, and yeah, just take it all in, mamas, because like they always say, it goes by really, really fast, and we have to let go and let them grow at some point. And it is and can be a beautiful thing. So I want to thank you so much for doing makeup with me and talking and having this conversation. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you do not mind, subscribe and leave me some love down in the comments, because it does help my channel grow. And I appreciate you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.